Do you know an asthmatic's least favorite song? It's Take My Breath Away by Berlin. But on a more serious note, asthma is a severe chronic illness. And when I was younger, I had asthma myself. So I'm already well aware of its effects on the body, on our daily lives, and the treatment options available. You see, around 26 million people in the US alone have asthma. So not only is it important to understand the illness, it's also relevant to understand it and understand what it means to be an asthmatic. So I want to discuss with you guys the effect asthma has not only on the body, but our daily lives and the treatment options available to asthmatics. So let's talk about the illness itself. Medline describes asthma as a chronic long-term lung disease, or specifically, it affects our airways and tubes, or the tubes that carry oxygen in and out of our body. Or in more simpler terms, it makes it difficult to breathe. You see, asthma inflames and narrows the airways, which causes the difficulty in breathing. This then leads to symptoms such as wheezing, coughing, tightness in the chest. However, it is worth noting that these symptoms can vary in severity. When these symptoms extremely worsen, that is what we refer to as asthma attacks or flare-ups. It is also worth noting that the cause of asthma is unknown, but doctors believe it has something to do with genetic and environmental factors. Along with that, asthma is incurable and can affect anybody. So to know if you have asthma, you must be diagnosed by your doctor, which they do by something called lung function test, which tests the capacity of your lungs. However, the symptoms don't reveal the true effect of asthma, because asthma doesn't just affect the body, but our daily lives. That aspect is what we refer to as triggers. And asthma has a wide range of triggers. And triggers are simply things that cause or worsen symptoms. And these triggers are what make an asthmatic's life difficult. For example, the seasons. An asthmatic can enjoy the seasons like a non-asthmatic because of pollen, which can be a trigger. Along with that are pets. An asthmatic has to think twice about adopting or even visiting family or friends with pets. A common example is physical activity. The physical exertion exercise can have on the lungs can be too taxing, which can cause asthma attacks. But there are more examples than just that. Smoking is another trigger, so asthmatics have to be careful of secondhand smoke. Asthmatics also have to be cautious of perfumes, for perfumes can be a trigger, and even be cautious of other people's perfumes. Dust is also a trigger, which can be found in dirty places, which asthmatics have to be wary of as well. And another notable example is the weather, for cold weather makes it difficult for an asthmatic to breathe. With an army of triggers, it feels like an asthmatic is defenseless against them. However, there are treatments available for asthmatics to help counter these triggers and effects. These medicines are what we refer to as control medicines, and as their name implies, help control symptoms. One of the most popular forms of treatment is something known as inhaled corticosteroids, which is something you might have already run into, but we refer to them more commonly as inhalers. Inhalers pump steroids into the lungs, which help avoid inflammation, and in turn, help avoid symptoms. Asthmatics carry inhalers with them daily, and are used as prescribed or as needed, such in the event of an asthma attack. Also, inhalers are small and portable, so they're perfect for daily use. But for children who can't use an inhaler, there are nebulizers, which are a device that functions similarly. They take liquid medicine and turn it into a mist, which the child then inhales to have the same effect as an inhaler. But there are other treatments besides inhalers, such as pills and tablets, which are known as leukotriene modifiers. These pills or tablets can be used in combination with inhalers, which we refer to as combination therapy. But for any medication or therapy to be effective, it is important that the medication is used consistently over a period of time for the full effect. Jackie Jolene Kersey put it best herself in her quote, "There are few restrictions on your life with asthma, as long as you take care of yourself." So, despite all the triggers and all the effects, with proper treatment, an asthmatic can live a free life. So let's recap. Asthma is a chronic illness that affects the lungs and the airways. This causes symptoms that can worsen from day-to-day triggers. But with medication, we can control those triggers and fight them. So, although asthma can be a very restricting disease, with that proper care and treatment, an asthmatic can live a free and joyous life.